Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. Game time. I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. I just got 20, I'm running on empty. There's more where that came from, my money is silly. I feel it envy, not trying to be friendly. It is what it is, if you want me, come get me. Whenever you ready, no, I keep it steady. Yeah, I get the W, throw the confetti. Please do not tempt me, don't hold it against me. We about that action, don't ever forget it. Squad of gorillas, the army, the navy. When I call a play, I'ma score like I'm Brady. The title is mine, if you want it, come take it. I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. I'm ready for war.
We welcome back all of our viewers to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's the second quarter of play, and it's the Jags in possession of the ball. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. So as it turns out, a two-play drive resulting in the field goal. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. He'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 129 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll try and run for it with Jones. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing just outside his own goal line. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fielded just inside the 20. Breaks through the contact.
Oh, yeah, we take it to the crib. Oh, no. That's crazy.
Return. 30 yards all in all.
Okay.
And the Jaguars go on offense.
If you want, bro. Hey, one play touchdown game. What?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
What?
He'll let this one go deep.
Nigga, one play touchdown.
DJ Chark with touchdown number 29.
Go crazy.
Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the
31? He nasty.
But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Go crazy.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Jordan Love and the Packers heading back out there.
Yeah, it's a little low instead of fucking
He's struggling as well. They've got something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to just loosen a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Jaguars sack. Josh Allen in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Jones breaking from the contact. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Shedding the tackle. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try.
Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the counter, here's Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Love now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
On 2nd and 9, Love. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And the Jags grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you, all right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And, oh, what a catch that time by Landry. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play for the Jaguars. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll set up a throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors run.
And that ball is caught by D.J. Chark for the Jags touchdown. D.J. Chark becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Jaguars. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put